What's up, guys? D7 back at you with another one. This time, we got to talk about the nationwide chaos that's about to break loose that is all orchestrated and planned. Now, I broke this down in greater detail on last night's live stream. But for those that don't see the live streams, you got to know what's going on here. They are launching a nationwide event that's going to spread city to city. It's already happening. It's happening today. It's moved out of just LA and California, and we know there's movements in Chicago, and we know there's movements in Texas, and many other cities. If you look at the link that I'm going to leave below, you're going to see that on this website, this No Kings website, that the plan is to have this whole thing erupt this weekend on the 14th. And you're talking all types of cities within every state. There's dozens and dozens of locations in some states alone. So on the 14th, I've got a couple of the cities near me that are pinned on that map. I'm going to visit them. I suggest that you guys keep an eye on your local area. Back when BLM did this, back with the 2020 thing, in their whole summer of love that had followed, they were going and burning down cities, businesses. I sat right there in Louisville and live streamed it with cops that were watching as they torched all of 4th Street and then burnt down the building connected to my hotel, causing us to have to flee. So that was BLM. They're dubbing this movement kind of like BLM 2.0, so to speak. And all the backing is there. I exposed this on the live stream again in greater detail. Make sure to go check that out at the top of the second hour, around 10 o'clock. I started talking about all this, all the goods, who's backing it, who's funding it. We know Churla's involved, which is a taxpayer-funded arm that Karen Bass is using. And this looks to be a well-planned and organized situation. We see the senators copying each other and basically going and posting the exact same thing, saying that just sign the BBB so we can get more troops in there. And it's like, oh really? Well, really? You don't want to mention the fact that the tyrannical AI is hidden in there, but all of a sudden we got a situation where all the senators are saying the same thing, copy and paste that.
Yeah, this shit's going down, man. All right, first off, I want to go ahead and give all praises, glory, honor, and power that's due to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah, Ba'ashem Rakakadash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles at Great Millstone, those who rule well and who I learned this truth from. And salutation to the brothers stiffly pushing this one truth in all sincerity and diligence, risking both your lives and freedoms to do so. And shalom to the rest of the elect as we all await the second Exodus coming quickly by the hands of Lord Yahweh Shah. This is your brother Rakaga Bar. All right. And, everybody's been paying attention. We know that LA, all right, it's a whole bunch of riots and unrest in LA right now due to the ICE protests. All right. And what's happening with the immigrants. Trump has pretty much been going after them, locking them up, or not locking them up, but, going after them, capturing them. And, now it's to the point to where, thousands of National Guard has been deployed in LA. All right. And on top of that, all right, he just sent hundreds of Marines, okay, over there to LA because of the riots, man. They shooting people with rubber bullets, and all types of shit. See, and this is what scriptures speak about sedition, all right, and uproars of the people, okay, because following this, now you have this, they're calling a nationwide day of defiance. It's about to sweep across the country, man. And if you remember back in, around 2020 during the pandemic when it first kicked off, you had the whole, you had the Antifa, and BLM, where they had the pretty much, they had agent provocateurs and shit staging events, all right, to pretty much spark unrest, man. Well, lo and behold, history is repeating itself. Okay, history is repeating itself, but now we at the point in time where shit's getting very, very active. I'm gonna just put it like that, man. Over here in America, Babylon the Great. All right, you've been having a lot of shit happen, man, and it's heating up right around the time of summer. Summer pretty much kind of started, but officially in a couple weeks or so, And this is how this shit is panning to shape out. All right. Matter of fact, let me before I jump into this, let me grab this preset. This is Second Ezra chapter 9:1. It says, "He answered me then and said, Measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the signs past which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning." And we've seen earthquakes in many different places. You had an earthquake back in Turkey that killed, like 50,000 some odd people a few years ago. You just had a turkey not too long ago in Thailand, killed thousands of people. These earthquakes in many, many different places, man. All right. And hey, over here in Kansas City, the Midwest region, they saying that the New Madrid fault line is overdue for an eruption. So don't be surprised if that motherfucker erupts. See, it says, "and uproars of the people," which really that's one of the main indicators that we're at the end of this age, because people are fed up with their governments, man. And they put the perfect puppet in there, put the perfect dude in there, man, that really you either like him or you don't. You know what I'm saying? You either like him or you don't. So the division is literally, the highest it's been, to the point to where these people are about to have a quote unquote day of defiance. The nationwide, man, sweep the nation. And this ain't the first, forget what the other one was called, but they just not too long ago had a nationwide protest, man. See, now these protests have hit America, Babylon the Great, because you've been hearing about protests in Europe, protesting these other, third world countries and whatnot. But when shit hits America, that's when things is getting real, man. And really, since this dude got in office, man, it's just been one thing after another. It's been the tariffs, sparking with the trade wars, the economy, like I said, a lot of people losing out on their jobs, people being laid off. A lot of these, systems, these, how you want to say it, like with your EBT, your welfare, a lot of these things been cut, man. This has been one thing after another. So this is why scripture said there'd be uproars, there'd be sedition, riots, just violence, man. And hey, we getting a glimpse of that pretty much kicking off over there in LA. See, it says, "Uproars of the people in the world, then shall thou well understand the Most High spake of these things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. For like as all that is made in the world hath the beginning and the end is manifest," man. You're witnessing the manifestation of the end of this world, man. We're at the end of the age, man. You see what I'm saying? And meaning we're at the end of Esau's rulership. This is why everything is falling. The house of cards, everything is collapsing, man. People, it's crazy the record number of people being laid off, man, being replaced with AI, automation. You know what I'm saying? People can't find work. It's bad out here, man. And to make matters worse, everything is going to continue to go up because, hey, these tariffs, man. And then on top of that, you ain't got a whole lot of people being able to find employment anyway. So this economy is shot. This shit is through, man. And they stage these events. They stage, the agent provocateurs. They set shit up because what? Problem, reaction, solution. They present a problem, right? Then they got to bring in they get the reaction from you people, and they come with a solution. It's really, they about to just lock this motherfucker down, man. Martial law is close as hell, man. It's like this shit is going down. But this article, it says nationwide day of defiance set to sweep across the United States on June 14th. On June 14th, a wave of protests under the banner "No Kings" is set to sweep across the U.S., organized as a direct response to a military parade planned by Trump administration in Washington, D.C. Why are they organizing a military parade, man? They're doing these things to incite you people, man, to invoke a reaction out of you. And it's a spirit, this protest is called "No Kings" because, when you read Isaiah the 19th chapter, the Lord said he would set up a cruel Lord, a terrible king to rule over you people, man. And that's how Trump is operating, man. He's pretty much operating as a king, no checks and balances. He putting all these executive orders out, pretty much doing what the hell he want to do. All right. I seen briefly, I seen it. It said the governor, I think it was Newsom, the governor over there in California pretty much was now he's upset with Trump for deploying the National Guard because he pretty much said it was he didn't have the right to do that. It was, he didn't check in with him or some shit, man. Something along those lines, which I don't fully know the whole little details of, they can deploy the president can deploy the state National Guard or whatever, woo woo woo. But nonetheless, man, just showing you how he's operating, man. He pretty much is doing whatever the hell he want to do. All right, his way or the highway. All right, and that's been the MO for this agenda from the jump, man. That's why shit's getting bad out here, man. All right, and that's why it's gonna get to the points where you people are gonna finally try to put matters in your own hands, man. That's what we seeing. You see, it says the date coincides with Flag Day, the 250th anniversary of the U.S. Army and President Trump's 79th birthday, amplifying the symbolic weight of the event. So a very proud event for them, man. and hey, man, in a direct response to this, there'll be a wave of protests under the banner called No Kings to pretty much, counteract that. It says organizers describe these protests as a nationwide day of defiance, aiming to reject what they perceive as authoritarian tendencies and reaffirm democratic values, man. Well, hey, guess what, man? When you read scriptures, see, this is why understanding this truth is paramount, because we already got the drop on this shit, man. Okay, we knew these things would come, man. We knew this devil would come down like this. Revelation 12:12. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. So great wrath has come upon the inhabitants of America, man. That's why you look at the average person is fucking through. Average person is stressed out, depressed, you know what I'm saying? At their wits' end, ready to crash the hell out. Republicans and Democrats alike, man. As I was seeing this other post, it pretty much went into the fact that Republicans are now like, MAGA supporters are like, damn, man, because Trump pretty much he enacted that executive order, which goes into Palantir, which you need to do your research on that, but it's pretty much going to be a nationwide database for every American citizen. All right, this is pretty much the same technology they were using to track and pretty much figure out who these legal immigrants was so they could detain them, man. Well, now he tapped that Palantir so that they're going to be using that same technology. All right, monitor, track, identify. It's going to congregate all of your data, your social security, all of your information is going to be congregated on it. And guess what? Of course, it's going to be, AI. All right, ran. So we're here, man. That B system is pretty much established, and this dude is he's making this shit go down, man. So they're coming down with wrath because they got to set this shit up. You know what I'm saying? They have to establish this, man, because prophecy must be fulfilled. It says the No Kings movement, spearheaded by pro-democracy groups such as Indivisible, 50501, Stand Up America, and others, is a reaction to a large-scale military parade scheduled in the nation's capital. According to reports, the parade will feature approximately 6,600 soldiers, 150 military vehicles, 50 helicopters, fireworks, and performances by the Army Golden Knights parachute team. Estimated cost up to $45 million, man. And it just shows you how fucking wicked this shit is, because they got $45 million to waste on some shit like that. And yet people are struggling and fucking dying out here, man. But hey, that's why uproars, man. That's why you motherfuckers is finally fed up, taking to the streets, because you realize this administration don't give a damn about you, man. Left or right. You know what I'm saying? The No Kings protests are expected to draw millions of participants across more than 1,550 events in all 50 states. See that? As well as in locations like the Virgin Islands, Canada, Italy, and London. Wow, I didn't even know it was going to spread that far, man. But that's beautiful, because that shows you, man, the uproars are everywhere. Everywhere, man. This shit's going down, man. Notably, no protests are planned in Washington, D.C. itself. I mean, yeah, that obviously, they shit fuck around and start the Civil War off. Levin explained this strategic choice, noting that the movement aims to avoid giving the administration an excuse to crack down on peaceful demonstrators or frame them as anti-military. All right. And that's pretty much the point. You can look into it more. But hey, yeah, man, this is it. All right. This is let me grab. This is 2nd Ezra 15 and 16. Matter of fact, we'll start up. Verse 14. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, man. Which woe means sorrows and destructions, man. You can't see that that's the time we in. Hey, that sucks, man. I know what else to say at this point. It says, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh. So this is why everything is heating up. Civil war, civil tensions, right? World war tensions, man. Look at Ukraine, man. Look at China. Look at Israel, man. This shit is heating up everywhere you fucking look. Okay? On top of the fact you can't even fucking afford to make ends meet. It's gotten bad out here, man. It says, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands, which the modern day sword is the gun, man. There's more bullets than fucking people over here. It says, for there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. Sedition is inciting people to riot, protest. This is what's happening, man. It's playing out. It says they shall not regard their kings nor princes, and that's why they got this nationwide dead defiance titled "No Kings." See, so the Wadi Yahweh Bashim Yahshua, man, because we've been waiting for these times to play out. When we warn you people of all hell breaking loose, we're in them stages. This shit is going down, man. So hey, if you ain't in the truth, man, your ass is grass. You're gonna get caught up in the storm, man. But for us in the truth, we've been waiting for these things, man. And hey, the Lord is making good on this shit, man. We ain't got too much longer here, man. And as fast as this year is moving by, man, hey, we about to get the hell up out of here. But that's pretty much the point. I'm gonna give all praises to Yahweh Bashim Yahshua, Bashim Kakadash, DTA Wababa Ball. Shalom.